Hi, and welcome to Class 3 of Science Fiction Filmmaking 101. In this class, we're going to be taking a look at Previs. Now, Previs is basically creating animated versions of key scenes in your film to figure out creative and technical solutions way in advance of the shoot. For Origin Unknown, we use Previs extensively in various stages of the production. Firstly, I used Previs to plan some of the miniature model shoots that were used for the opening scenes of the spaceship launch. I also used it to work closely with the production designer John Bunker, who designed and constructed the set utilizing this Previs. For example, in this scene, I wanted to know if the room would look claustrophobic with two characters operating the control table at the same time. This influenced the way the scene was set up, constructed and lit. Or with the robot, which was originally going to be a prop built, but we realised quickly in Previs it would need to be fully CGI to be able to do the things I wanted it to do, but also for us to shoot faster on a tight schedule. Here is a much more simpler Previs setup, very similar to what I showed you guys in class 2 of storyboarding, where I'm merely just using the 3D software's viewport to use primitive objects and basic rough 3D assets of the desk, the room, and some mannequins, just to be able to show how I'm able to block my shots out in advance to show the DP and the camera team how I wanted to stage and frame the key scenes, but also the camera language and tone for the entire film. I'm also using this to figure out how to use multiple cameras and their camera placements to create a more efficient shoot. Previs not only allows you to try creative ideas in advance and helps get the vision across to the HODs and financiers, but it also saves your budget from any reshoots, which usually happens when things don't work out or haven't been planned out properly. One area of Previs is called TechVis. This is where we use Previs to figure out technical elements in a shoot. For the opening scene of Origin Unknown, I really wanted to do a single camera move revealing our star actress and her character before establishing the geography and the facility the film takes place in. This really helped myself, the DP and the camera team in figuring out what camera rigs to use or build, as well as lenses and time required to shoot such a complicated camera move. But it also helped the art department to know how much of the rocky desert was required to be built in stage, as well as how much would be green screen for the VFX to fill in later on. Choreographing a ballistic action scene is fun, yet it's always hard, but doing it on a tight schedule is even tricky. So for my proof of concept film Sync, we did a location scout of the car park location and measured it, and then went back and used Google SketchUp to create an exact 3D plan of the car park. I was able to use this to stage the action, but also figure out how many vehicles we can use on the day and the positions of our limited number of SWAT team, and also how much we can reuse them throughout the action scene. This allowed me to think more in terms of spatial awareness of the shoot and not use up the limited time on the day to find shots on the location. For the Beyond, I did some concept Previs frames. This is basically where I use photography of the actress and the location scout images along with the work in progress 3D renders. This pretty much helped me make lighting and framing decisions on the day, but also helped hone in the vision of the sequence way in advance for me to be able to show the actors and everyone on the team what I was aiming for. Another example of this is where I use the location image from the location scout and the CG asset. Now again, I'm keeping this very simple by just capturing the viewport of the 3D software using print screen or Command Shift 4, as opposed to rendering. Now I did this to block out the start frame and the end frame of the sequence. This influenced how the visual effects plate was later shot for the animation team to then create the in-between animation using the start and end frame Previs I provided, as a reference for start and end positions. At the time of developing these classes, I was in prep on my next feature film, and I'm currently using real-time technology called Unreal Game Engine, which is actually free to download and use, and it's extremely powerful. And the only external elements are the assets, such as the characters and the terrain. Everything else is done directly inside Unreal, and I'm able to previs using the same approach as I've shown you guys in this class, but now I'm capturing results in real time, as if I'm on a virtual set or location.